All right, we're gonna try this again. This time with Phelan. This is gonna be MOYAI versus ELSR winners bracket final. Best of three. Whoever wins this advances to the grand finals. Whoever loses this faces off against TWA in the losers bracket. Let's take a look at the team lineup. So MOYAI in the green with Yu Yang. That's got to be it's a smoke Yu Yang with unique upgrade. We've got Kleber. Another Kleber, neither with unique upgrade. We've got a Gearing with unique upgrade. That's your typical COTS build. A Des Moines unique upgrade. A Stalingrad with range. Remember, Moskva was banned for this match. And another unique upgrade, Des Moines. MOYAI opting to bring one battleship and one battleship only, and this is going to be a Schlieffen. But I got to comment for a second on this. The Schlieffen player, Nicey Nader, choosing to go with Consumable Specialist instead of the buffed Preventative Maintenance with a secondary spec Schlieffen. I get the idea. You want to get your Hydro back as soon as possible. Obviously, he's going to go to the middle of the map. However, I would like to say that there is a German commander that has a buffed Consumable Specialist skill. So why wouldn't you just take that instead? Oops. All right, tell us about ESR, Puddin.
ELSR's got a smoke YY. And until with him is a Des Moines going to Apples. They have a secondary build Poison with IFHE. Okay, confused.
This is the one
going
that did
behind.
NLM's the one that did the victory lap in BCAP and didn't quite complete the lap.
But going to the bottom of Bacon, I will comment on that later. We have a unique upgrade Kremlin. I think that's the first time I've seen one of those in a tournament. If I've seen one before, I really don't remember. We got a Stalingrad with reload. Going behind Donut with a Des Moines chain-smoking Gumo, and then the double collabs also heading over to Donut. Now,
Yes.
what I think is hilarious, and I've seen this so many times, everybody puts Lucians on there because Lucians is so broken. His captain skills don't activate in training rooms, and yet nobody has ever put any skill points into Lucian's buff skills. Like, why even think of just put a normal captain in? It doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah, in training rooms and clan battles, Lutjens and the other legendary commanders' talents do not proc, which means you don't get the buff to secondary reload, anything like that. But the inherent buffed skills are a part of training battles and clan battles. So, absolutely, Putin is absolutely correct. So we've got two German battleships, both with Lutjens, a legendary commander, neither of which leaning into the special skills of those commanders. It just feels odd, but okay. Also, talking about the Kremlin for a second, if you look at his build, he's got the unique upgrade, right? So the unique upgrade reduces main battery firing range by 10%, but increases reload by 18%. So it's better than the reload mod in slot 6. You pay for it with range, but on a map like Estuary, you don't care about range as much. You care more about reload. And then he's also got the DCP module on the Kremlin too, which means that his DCP lasts an extra, 40% uptime?
I think so.
And this is a Soviet battleship, so it's not going to have that much of a buff uptime, but I suppose it makes sense, if you will, that there's, a limited number of DCP charges. So maybe he's figuring, I only have 5, so if I use it, I want it to last longer.
Well, I mean, a lot of these players, have some sort of timer. Like, okay, the Kremlin just DCP'd. Your typical Kremlin, let's just say for it's 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds, I know I can start a fire. That's when I'll start, that's when I'll start shooting again. And if it's going like, let's just say that an extra 5 seconds, by the time those shells are coming in and landing and they're not getting the fires, most people are going to start complaining about it. And it's like that could give you enough time to actually go dark, not to be catch on fire, like you say, with limited repairs.
Yeah, it just helps the ship be a lot more tanky, and what else are you going to take in slot 1 as a Kremlin? Main battery mod? Okay.
emergency takeoff.
Your turrets are rarely going to get themselves wrecked. Look at Mabuki, though. Just going all out. He's even giving broadside to Preußen in the middle of the map.
You mean Schlieffen?
Oh, sorry, yes, the Schlieffen. Sorry.
It's a Schlieffen. What is it, a 4x2 setup? And you're talking range? Like, I wouldn't be too worried. I mean, it doesn't mean he still can't get that lucky shell in there. But and on top of it, he's only got his rear turrets, too. I mean, he can't even hit a club. Like, come on, club is the easiest ship to hit. Right? That's why everybody takes them. We have one club without a special captain and another club with a special captain getting bonuses. Oh, well, somebody just sailed into Schlieffen secondaries.
Yeah, that's Triarch, but he's fine.
How many people are shocked and appalled that we have 2 German battleships sitting behind an island, pretty much just letting their AI gunners do the work?
Well, that's the world we live in, right?
I mean, I'm kind of all for it, but Kerfurst is better. Man, they are really pushing that smoke cloud with that Kremlin.
Well, I mean, I kind of like the idea. Like, they really want to make sure these guys die for it, but Moss, maybe getting a little bit carried away with this push. Maybe just a little.
I mean, you're already this deep into the radar, into following them. Just go to the border and keep the Des Moines spotted.
How about NLM moving up in the Preußen to go into the sea cap? Try to threaten the Schlieffen.
You mean a Schlieffen with torpedoes?
Yes. Oof. NLM does smack him a little bit. He's got Hydro on. He's got another torps are coming, right? Right?
I mean, you don't even need Hydro to know the torps are coming. You just need to know where they are. Like, you know they're coming. Like, he only got one set off, too. So, like, anybody who's not tickling the brain with a crayon, unlike me, which I currently am, will know he has another set.
Now, Kremlin has already burned through 2 of his DCPs, but there's the Des Moines. Oh, Citadel up the rear of Philippus's Des Moines. ELSR strategy very clear here. Break the death snail by just shoving the most difficult thing to kill at that death snail. And
Midway?
plus friends. Midway.
Have you tried to kill a Midway lately? It's not easy.
No,
It takes forever to get it spotted, too.
Yep. Now, meanwhile, you've got Prof. Asa in the Des Moines just trying to farm out the Stalingrad. And I see Nader being pushed back in his Schlieffen by the Preußen. He's going to heal and chill for a bit. Yu Yang Des Moines over at A, still just screwing around.
You know what's funny about that move? They forced the Schlieffen into B to get it.
And to heal. And to break contact.
Yeah, like...
Philip is putting up the radar, hoping to catch the Kleber out again, but this time the Kleber is not doing it.
I mean, I think the Preußen's going to eventually get chocolate, but...
They literally have Philip is stuck on this corner. Oof, Kremlin's got one more heal left. Mabuki just using that Kremlin for all he's worth. Gumo getting involved on this now. He wants to shoot down this Stalingrad. Look at all of the MOYAI forces that have been pulled back because of this push. Wild.
Well, still not much going on Apple side. Just, more smoke, radar, and nobody shooting each other.
All right, if I'm Mabuki, I've got to start using my DCP when I'm on fire. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, so he's got about 15 seconds or so of invulnerability instead of, I think the standard is 10 seconds. So that would track, yeah.
Think we're gonna lose a Stalingrad first?
Most likely, that's why they were all shooting at the Stalin, although the Gumo's changed now to the Kleber for whatever reason. I don't like that. They've done this a lot where they change after, different targets. No, focus one, get it down.
Oh my god, it's a race between Stalingrad and Kremlin.
Right. But see, now the Stalingrad gets a shot off on Isa, and big chunk on Isa's Des Moines. If the Gumo was focusing the Stalingrad instead of the Kleber, that probably would have been a much healthier Des Moines out of there. But yeah, as you said, the Kremlin goes down too. And now we've got literally half the enemy team in one grid square, just about. That's containment right there, huh? Triarch once again shooting at the Schlieffen. Trying to get him on fire. Doesn't happen. Seth coming... I think this is a big mistake. Seth coming forward now in the Stalingrad. Now he's going to give the Des Moines side as well as the Kleber. Both Klebers? Why? Way too aggressive.
Like, I guess they really want the Schlieffen out of here, which...
I wouldn't trade a Stalingrad for it, but okay. Because they're just going to throw away their Stalin. They're not going to get the Schlieffen killed.
I mean, even if they do, you still throw away a Stalin. Like, ironically, you're pushed to deal with the Des Moines.
Failed.
Put them on the A line, no big deal.
Yeah, you pushed him back, but that's about it.
Right, like, the thing that pushed him back is now dead, which means he can now turn in. There goes the Schlieffen, but, like, Stalingrad's going to be next.
Yep. And Ryoko's Harugumo got detected, too. He even opened up fire to try to help kill the Schlieffen, which I also disagree with, because look at all the damage he took for very little gain, in my opinion.
Well, ELSR has rotated a club down to help try to keep their death snail alive, because their Des Moines is very low.
Yeah.
They might get this YY, though. Like this.
If they can kill the YY, then this is good use of... Right. Triarch does get the kill.
Ooh.
But Triarch is burning for another 20 seconds.
Well, he's dead.
Yes.
He's still burning and the Des Moines still shooting.
And the Yu Yang torpedoes the Des Moines anyway. That's a... Ouch. The problem with Triarch, he's just way too aggressive. Like, over here, he took AI gunners from the Schlieffen. Over here, he did it again on his way to this, and he probably would have better suited just staying dark and getting there, saving his hit points for the more crucial engagement. Definitely something I've been noticing about ELSR so far this tournament is that they've been a little bit too trigger happy, which is unusual for them.
Lack of patience is what I would call it. To put it kindly, like they're going with we're going to set the tone, and we don't care what it costs us. Realizing it literally costs them the game because you're not being as patient as you normally would be.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say, like this is not typical what we saw from ELSR. Like as much as we cover these. How many of these guys are new or not new, seasoned veterans? Like maybe they're trying something. Like, you know what? This isn't COTS. Let's see what a balls to the wall push will actually do. Like, ironically, they should know, but they're like, let's see if we can get it to work. Let's see if it will actually pay off against some of these other teams.
Right. Yeah. Well, and like you said, there could be new blood as well, and they're trying to train up new players in an off COTS tournament, right? So it's like similar-ish to COTS, but not the exact same experience, but close enough to where you can learn things like focus fire.
The basic, like the bare minimum basics for any tournament is focus fire, get in position.
Now Isa on double fire, he's dead.
Oh yeah. Like, get in position and everybody shoot the same target.
Yep. So this is what we call French radar, okay? Basically, you don't need radar if you've got the DPM, you just keep shooting the smoke, and then eventually you hit something, and then you just keep shooting the explosion. And eventually it dies. So we have ourselves a dead Des Moines that is sinking in a smoke screen as our first death pick of the day. MOYAI with a pretty powerful win there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think ELSR just came on, said we're going here, we're going to kill this.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into, well, we're just dealing with this, to crap, we lost our Kremlin. What the hell happened? Right? Once again, like, I hate to say this, once again, the only thing that Schlieffen did was cap something. I believe it capped it. I'm not sure if he had a DD with him. But,
Yeah.
like, the German battleships just don't seem to be doing much other than I'm spotting you while you're spotting me, and we let our Nuremberg skill things.
Yeah. I kind of get the feeling, though, that the Schlieffen did a lot more than we give it credit for. I really think that those AI gunners, just whittling down Triarch to the point where it ends up being a trade, and frankly, a really bad one at that, right? Trading out the Yu Yang for a Kleber and a Des Moines. It just feels so bad. The fact that MOYAI was able... The other thing you have to think about, too, if MOYAI was able to rotate the bulk of their forces back to deal with ELSR's push, yet we're still able to push their way through the off cap with the Des Moines Yu Yang combo. That is something else that, in my opinion, is quite impressive. You know, the fact that they could kind of win that. I don't know. Chat, we got to do a commercial break. You guys know the deal. We got to build up, commercial free time for you guys so you don't get stuck watching any commercials during battles. Also, like I said, I've got a ton of codes to eat out. So I'm going to try to eat out a bunch of codes during the games and stuff like that. Just keep an eye on chat when you see it. Like right now, Distant Voyage Container, I have a 10-minute entry period. And it's 10 minutes because with a 5-minute delay, that gives all of you 5 minutes to enter the giveaway. These are over on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, Kick, or Rumble, please, by all means, keep those up if you want, but have another tab open for Twitch and just make it a mental note. Follow the channel on Twitch and then just type something every 10 minutes or so, and you're pretty much golden to get in. Okay? All right, commercial break going now.
Well, I mean,
Sorry,
for those of you that aren't in the commercial break, yeah, the Schlieffen probably did a lot of damage with its secondaries. Like, that's kind of why you bring the Schlieffen.
Mm-hmm.
But one, it didn't kill anybody. And you're probably bringing these ships, like, for a niche situation. It's just, what impact did did the player actually, like, did he whack somebody?
Mm-hmm.
You know, did he take somebody out instead of just, let me click the club and let the AI bots deal with it, which probably the wisest thing ever to do. Because even that aimbot has a problem hitting clubs.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
But it's just like, oh, I clicked something. It's like going back to my days in Moscow. You sit behind a button and press radar. Like, wow, I'm so helpful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can be. So I'm pulling up I'm curious because we didn't get a chance to really look at it. I'm pulling up MOYAI's replay, and we can see from that the Schlieffen damage was 71,500. 33,276 were from secondaries alone, and then 16,000 was from fires. He took 1.3 million potential damage. 1.5. So he did stuff, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, what? Half his damage came from secondaries?
Mm-hmm. More than that.
But I mean, that's just Schlieffen in general, even in randoms. Like, you're building into your secondaries because that's where your damage is going to be coming from.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But that's the point I'm trying to make, though, right? Is that they used that particular ship quite well. They were able to put it in positions where the secondaries were still firing. And frankly, he lived a lot longer than I think everybody expected, to the point where ELSR had to shove a Stalingrad to kill him, which just feels so bad.
Yeah,
Now,
I guess you're right. I guess the Schlieffen did more than I guess. I wasn't impressed with the poison.
Well, you're so it's funny you mentioned that because that's exactly where I'm going next. So the Preußen did 72,000 damage total. So really close to the Schlieffen's damage. However, Preußen's damage, the bulk of that came from AP. 53,000 from main battery, only 7,750 from secondaries, and 11,500 from fires. And that's a secondary build.
Poison.
That just feels bad, you know?
Yeah, but that's what I would expect from Kerfer / Poison.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you really, really want to bring something for a secondary, you just bring Sleeve. It's just it's accuracy through volume.
Mm-hmm.
It's damage through volume. It's everything through volume.
Well, and that's why when we talk about, like I recently put out a video, a Zach chat about IFHE, and is it worth it in 2025? And I said, really, there's only one battleship line to even consider it, and that's going to be the Schlieffen line, because of the power of 32 millimeter pen with those secondaries. And I think you can see that there.
It.
Oh, it absolutely needs it. Absolutely needs it. But even with that reduced fire chance, he still outperformed the Preußen in fires.
I think the Preußen, volume.
Yeah, I think the Preußen. Let's see. Can I pull up? I can pull up the build. Yeah.
But I mean, like, we're talking damage numbers, right? So we can go like, okay, the Schlieffen damaged the club, right? Like, let's just look at that engagement. He did some damage to the club, like I would say a significant amount, or something worthwhile. Well, that turned into a kill later, right? The Des Moines got him.
Yes.
Right. What did the 70,000 from the Preußen turn into?
No kill.
Nothing. Like.
Well, yeah. I mean, the same thing with the Kremlin.
Yeah, like the Kremlin gave up everything for nothing. Per se, like they pushed back. I'm gonna say the Kremlin probably did less than the Preußen.
And you would be correct. The Kremlin did 54,718 damage. Period. That's it.
Right. Let me guess. To a Des Moines.
Yeah, I can't tell who got the damage from that ship, but either way, yeah, he was. The bulk of his shots were at the Des Moines, so yeah.
I'm sure he took a crack. I'm sure he took a crack at like maybe a Stalin once, twice, or a DD, but let's just go 40,000 to Des Moines that lived. Like, it didn't equalize into a kill. It just equalized into your death, and now everybody's so far almost out of position to where they're screwed because Des Moines still alive.
That's right. Now let's take a look at. I want to see the difference in fire chance between both of these ships' secondaries. I'm just curious. So Schlieffen with IFHE, the fire chance is 2.5%. for the smaller guns, the 105s, and 4% for the 150. So 2.5 and 4. Now for the Preußen, this just feels odd also. Why would you take IFHE on a Preußen? So it's got 128mm guns, fire chance of 3% with IFHE, and then 4.5% for the 150. So Preußen's got slightly better fire chance, but the rate of fire isn't as good. But why would you take IFHE? Let me drop this for a second. And you just drop that, put that there.
You'd have to figure out what the
Dude, Preußen doesn't need IFHE.
No, because it technically gets it for free, at least on the smaller calibers.
Right, the 128's already pen 32. So you don't take IFHE on a Preußen, and you enjoy the extra fire chance. And that also, by the way, frees you up to put it in, I don't know, grease the gears. That's a buffed skill, right? Like,
whoa. Well, we can't be putting points in a buff skills while we're taking a captain with a buff skill. That's logical.
The other thing I want to point out is When you're looking at the, I'm gonna zoom back out again, or well, I don't know. Maybe I can. Nah, that looks even worse. I'll just leave it like this is. But his build, the Proyson's build, he took concealment expert. I just feel like in a tournament setting, any battleship, if you have to choose between concealment, emergency repair, and fire prevention, your number one pick is going to be fire prevention, and your number two pick is going to be emergency repair expert. Get the extra heal and get the extra DCP, right? Like, or not extra DCP, but you know what I mean, the extra duration of the DCP. I suppose for Sleefin, it's an extra DCP too.
No. Oh yeah, Sleeping. Definitely,
Yeah.
you have to take that for Sleeping. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if it's random battles,
Yeah.
I really wish there was a different consumable. I know we're adding more buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Really wish there was a different consumable to wipe the ping off because I hate it. Like, oh, I got to eat this ping and wait for a fire and flood so I can use this thing effectively. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's you're putting too much onto one consumable.
That's right. Need a picking nose emote? No, I don't really pick my nose shice, but good to see you, by the way. Happy Sunday. Is the Mosfa Legendary mod any good? Hell yes, it's one of the best. Is it out yet? I made a YouTube short about unique upgrades in the game. I can't remember if it's been released or not yet. Take a look and see. While we have the time. Let's see. Unique upgrades. Yeah, it's been released. Yeah. I'll post the links in chat for both unique upgrade shorts. I just go through it and like each one gets like 5 seconds, yay or nay, essentially. Just catching up on training room. Both teams are readied up, so we will probably be getting into a new battle soon. Gina Delodi with the Distant Voyages win. Congratulations, Gina. One of my longtime followers. Won a lot of stuff on this channel over the years. S7 Cent Nickel, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. And they are starting the next game off, guys, so let's get into it. I'm going to yeet out another code because I got so many of these things. Hey, Jer. I didn't really look at the botting. Oh, well. Another this bot just loves giving away codes, the good stuff early. I don't know what it is about the bot. But I guess it's a way of saying thanks to all you guys for tuning in right away. It's the game. Hello, ThoughtSwit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game 2 of ELSR versus MOYAI. MOYAI up a game. This is best of 3. ELSR needs to win this. If they don't, they face it off against TWA again. This time in the losers bracket. That'd be kind of interesting. ELSR on Sleeping Giant is bringing an Alvaro de Bazan, a Kleber. That's got to be Abanyu. Harugumo with Suzuki. Another Kleber with Honore. One less flag as well. Des Moines Unique Upgrade. Stalingrad with Reload. Minotaur with with Reload. Interesting, by the way, we were talking about special commanders. There's a special commander that's got both buffed consumables things, so why not make your Minotaur better? Anyway, and then we've got a Kremlin, this time with Reload instead of Unique Upgrade, and Extra Zhuge in the AP. Did I talk about Mbukistan? I did. Okay, I think I covered them all. What do we have to the south, Puddin'?
To the south, brought to you by an idiot who doesn't know what captain does what. We have a club with a unique commander. At least put the points into those skills.
That's Honore.
We have a double Des Moines. I have no idea who that commander is, but
it's the
they're heading over. is it though? Heading
Mhm.
over to apples with a smoke YY way behind. Guys might want to wait up for him. Then going over to chocolate, we have a unique cot scaring. The
Mhm.
lone Montana. Okay, that's artillery plotting room. I'm so used to that being secondary. So he's
Right.
kind of built for range a bit. We have a unique upgrade Des Moines with a doe, and then a double club. And one person knows about the commander, the other one says, I don't need him.
Well, they
And what I
both
mean by
know.
that is the AR and Turtiverse, while one wants to buff survivor, but like,
Mhm.
I think you're better off with AR and Turtiverse, but who am I? I'm just sitting here waking up early, complaining about being up early.
Right. So the thing about running these special legendary commanders, and when you've got a Kleber with another Kleber with all the fire that you're putting out there, having Abanyu is somewhat nice and comfortable because that changes the shell tracer as well. So they can see one shell tracer of a different color. It's easier for each person than each player to know which shells are hitting which target. So they can better, focus and all that kind of stuff. That's
So what you're
usually why
saying is
players
they're
like to do
going
that.
with the Japanese theory of everybody shot a different paint color so they know who hit what instead of, hey, everybody just shoot it. We really don't care who hits it, just kill it.
Yeah, well, even Americans did that too. They had special color in their gunpowder, or not yeah, in the gunpowder in the shells, so that when the explosions would go up in the water, it'd be different colored smoke and columns, whatever. I mean,
Americans always,
it's
I thought, went with accuracy through volume.
right.
We'll go
Um,
trillions in debt, but we're not running out of bullets today.
Now, usually the person with the buff survivability expert will also be the first to open up. So Brody, you can see, is the one that was shot at, but he's got the extra, 500 hit points. So that's the reason why he opened up first.
Well, I mean, we'll see if it comes into play later. I
Yep.
mean, that's just one more salvo from a DD.
Yep. Now, this is something that we've seen ELSR do. This is kind of their hallmark play where they run around with their Klebers and just murderize whatever lone destroyer they can run into. Right now, they're moving through the B cap. Not much for them to see.
You know what I find interesting
Mm-hmm.
a little bit? They're not taking advantage of the island at Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with them seeing with what MOYAI brought, they're like, fine, we'll let them have it. We'll just win A.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll get B. We'll anybody goes there, we'll eat it. We're just gonna win A.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, you got a Kremlin slowly creeping to get into A.
Yeah, and once again, Philippus might be taking it up the butt here from the Kremlin. Nope. But he is spotted for a little bit, so some shells are coming in. But he'll be fine. Take a look on the other flank. Not much doing over here either.
Oh, interesting. I just noticed they both brought one battleship.
Yep. On a map like this, we haven't really seen the battleships doing too much in terms of power projection stuff. Most of them just die in B cap at the end of the battle, or they die in the Thunderdome. So,
The only reason they die in B cap is because they're coming out of the Thunderdome and technically got out. Instead of staying
true.
in. But I mean, I think this is one of those maps. Like you say, you probably get away with just one battleship,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's way too many islands everybody hides behind, and in order to shoot at them, you already need to
Mm-hmm.
be on the other side of the freaking map to lob over an island.
Mm-hmm.
So why not
Electric,
just bring more DPM?
Yeah, Electric, thanks for finding the unique upgrade short. Sorry, I guess I copied the wrong link. Oh well. It's kind of funny. ELSR trying to receive a push from MOYAI, but that push ain't happening. Matter of fact, MOYAI is taking their Kleber gank squad and rotating them to B. Looks like they're getting set to go in. But, you know, they're going to run into Mabuki and a few others, too.
Well, I mean, at this point, both teams have no reason to cross the middle of the map. Like, there's no reason to do it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just curious why you're not rotating the Montana a little bit earlier than you are. Just leaving Des Moines Garing for C. Like, while you're rotating the Montana, he can still have his guns over there. You've kind of already assumed that this was their kite side by, you know, what's happening and what's going on with where everybody's at.
I agree, and you can see the Montana starting to move now. Usually the battleship kind of signals the overall play, so if you see the battleship rotating, you generally know that they're moving to push someplace else. So maybe MOYAI is trying to hide that from ELSR for a little bit. Either way, we do have contact.
3 clubs versus 1.
Yeah, let's
They
back off so
split
you can
their
see all the reload boosters. And we can see here a little bit of split fire between the two Klebers.
Actually, split fire between all the club bears. The only advantage MOYAI has is they have the extra club, so somebody is getting focused. I honestly believe if LSR's 2 clubs focused 1, we would have a dead club right now.
Yeah, Suze would be dead, but we, for whatever reason, I think it was Moss was shooting at LH Gamer. One second to go on DCP for Suze, and goes dark anyway. There's the DCP and the living ship. Now, why isn't the Stalingrad radaring? Why isn't the Stalingrad radaring? Suze is right in radar range of the Stalingrad. But Mabuki is not radaring. If he would radar, you know, these 2 Klebers could still focus on Suze and get him out. Not doing it, though. Just feels weird.
That whole engagement feels weird.
Yeah.
Like, ironically, like, we haven't really talked too much about either one of the battleships, which is, like what you say, just goes to show you their almost ineffectiveness is, well,
Mm-hmm.
no,
I mean,
Des
a map-
Moines won't ever get on that radar.
A map like this, it's really important to have the utility that you often get from radar cruisers and stuff. It just feels weird that they're not using that utility.
Well, I mean,
now, nice.
You speak about utility, yet we have a Stalingrad with 4
Yeah,
freaking radars still.
That's what I mean. They're not using the utility when they could have, and that could have been a decisive kill. Oh well. Meanwhile, MOYAI shoving their Montana up. I don't really agree with this decision, but okay. I think they're trying to put him in a position to try to farm out the Stalingrad. And we have a Kremlin in the Thunderdome, ladies and gentlemen. He has checked in. He will not check out.
Sooner or later. But we now have the Gumo Club capping A, knowing that all the radar is currently unavailable or in range.
Yeah, that's also feels bad because I get that you don't want to charge the Des Moines because of Yu Yang torps projecting power over this direction. But at the same time, going in here just means you're going to get yourself farmed by... I mean, frankly, this Kleber that's low health that's got buffed Adrenaline Rush. I mean, Suze's just going to sit back there and farm the Kremlin the entire time he's sitting there because he doesn't have to be anywhere else. You're literally giving the enemy player something to do. What are you going to get from it? You're going to shoot at Montana. Okay. Cool.
Well, he's yet to start getting farmed out. Like, the way you stop being farmed out is you use the high points of these islands and you get close to them.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're turning to. I think you're right. I think they want to get rid of the Stalingrad because why else do you put the Montana there?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that pushes the Stalin back so that the two Kleber's can get the B cap. Because again, Mabuki could radar. Oh, look, he did. He did radar. Wonderful. Who's gonna shoot? Moss? Okay. Like they have nobody else that can shoot.
Well, I mean, here's the funny thing is, you shoot one, you have to shoot the other, so you automatically are splitting fire because,
Get the resets.
you need to get the resets.
Yeah, but ISA now getting in on this too. If Brody's dark now. Triarch also trying to shoot. Like ELSR, and then look again, split fire. Moss going for LH Gamer, who was detected for a little bit there. Torpedoes coming in on the Des Moines and Montana. Des Moines dodges. Montana's going to take 1, 2.
2.
DCP is down. Triarch taking torpedoes that were meant for the Stalingrad.
Well, I guess he played down Mr. President, but cost him his life.
Yeah, it's not the Triarch we're used to seeing. He's just... That's 2 games in a row where I feel like he just kind of isn't able to project his power, do as much damage as we've seen him do in previous tournaments. Nicey Nader,
There's
though.
something we haven't seen forever, a smoked up battleship.
Yep. The DCP is down for another 15 seconds, but it looks like the flood is over.
It's still a very tight game.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of picks out there for ELSR. I'm just going to say this. Don't you dare do it. We need Team Bravo to win at least one of these games.
No. We want ELSR to win so that we go to game 3.
No, we're rooting for Team Bananas. You can root for Team
I'm rooting
Game
for
3.
I'm rooting for game 3 always. But Seth, I don't know about this. Seth is now opening up, and the thing about him opening up here is, for one, you let Brody and everybody up. Well, he just died anyway. But you just told everybody, hey, I'm alone and overextended. Come kill me. Even if they didn't get the kill,
Montana's
going to
go down
anyway.
for MOYAI, though.
Is he? Look,
yeah,
he got the heal going.
Right. What did I say?
He opened fire, and because he opened fire, he got detected. He should have held his guns and healed up. That's a bit of a mistake on that Montana player, yeah. LH Gamer detected, packing off again. MOYAI's Kleber's are just, in general, doing an overall better job of, living. Conserving HP, right?
Well, I mean, I can't fault what's the one running into Torps or the Stalingrad. We've all done that as a DD. These Torps are run for something else. But I think overall, both teams have been, in my opinion, just with the clubs.
Yeah.
MOYAI, like I said, the one engagement. The only reason there was somewhat focused fire on one of the clubs because you had 3 of them versus 2, but they still didn't have all 3 shooting the same club.
Watch Battleship Arashi sliding on the border. Is he going to slide into a torp? No. That would have been hilarious if he did.
ELSR manages to flip Bacon, but at what cost? Because that club's deep in Des Moines radar.
Well, yes, and they're also about to lose the A cap because you can see that MOYAI is now sensing an opportunity to push A with the Yu Yang Des Moines combo. And there they go. This is a wonderful position once again, behind an island, shooting for free. He's low health, but he's got buffed Adrenaline Rush, so it's pretty much the best situation for him. Moss trying to back off. Ibuki Stalingrad, once again, trying to put himself in position to do something. He's just going to be torpedoed by everything. His radar's down for another 2 seconds. He'll probably use it immediately. Ooh, Shino detected over there by the Des Moines. He's in his hydro. Or sorry, he's in his smoke, but think radar was detecting him for a moment.
Well, ELSR now has 24 seconds to...
And that's it.
Do nothing.
That is going to be it. It's going to be a 2-0 sweep for MOYAI. And we're going to have another rematch, ELSR versus TWA. I think TWA is going to be salivating at the opportunity to get some revenge on ELSR, huh?
I would think so, but I mean, as many games as TWA has played today, oh, that's right, none.
None. They're tired,
They
right? They're waking up.
They may be just getting up from their nap.
Either way, congratulations to MOYAI with the 2-0 victory over ELSR. I just feel like there were so many missed opportunities that game. But it's a tournament, and it's a good opportunity for, people to learn. So there you go. And let's get back.
MOYAI just came out, I think, with a better game plan.
Mm-hmm.
And executed it. Like, I think both teams recognize, like you say, particularly, like, the battleships just seem so ineffective on this map.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you say, one usually ends up in the Thunderdome, and, like, somebody always dies on B. It's like, who got the big shots off? Like, the Montana got, in my opinion, one good shot off against Stalingrad.
That's it.
What did the Kremlin do? Owned the Thunderdome and took a bunch of damage? Like, okay, you're filling one role, taking damage, but you also got to project that power by, oh, look, I just slapped you. And it's like, everybody's like, no, we're not going to let you slap us because we're going to utilize Smoking Islands.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point of a battleship when you could just DPM everything and get your advantage that way?
Yep. Chat, we're going to run a commercial break now. I have a strong feeling that it's going to take another 20-30 minutes before we get the next game set. Let's see, 16:30. So that's 20 minutes. I was right. Okay, so we're going to run a commercial break now. We might have to run another one before we get started with our next game. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But as always, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll get another code edited out for you guys. So you got another 5 minutes to enter. Again, over on Twitch, be active, be a follower. It's all you got to do. If you're on YouTube, Kick, or Rumble, thank you for tuning in as well. Head on over to Twitch, though, for your chance to win a prize, okay? Let's see what it's going to be. Paid actor audit required. Yes, seriously. What's the code going to be this time? Is it going to be another Distant Voyages? Nope, this time it's going to be our Warships, classic signals and stuff. Good stuff either way. But yeah, I just... Thinking back to that, I have not felt like Alvaro de Bazan has been that effective this game. And taking Seth and just telling him to go down the 10 line and open up, it just feels so bad. Like, why would you do this? Like, obviously he's not expecting a Kleber to be where he is, but a strong competitive player always plays based off of the worst possible scenario, which is you're going to run into something that can kill you. So why give up your detection? Why not stop and smoke first and then shoot for free?
I always play off of the best and most optimal thing that's going to happen, because nothing bad ever happens to me.
You live such a charmed life, Puddin'.
I was going to say, maybe that's where I'm going wrong with everything.
So pick bands are going to come in a little bit here. As you can watch it as it goes live, and I'm going to have a snack real quick. Chat, weather report time. What's the weather like where you are? 9 a.m. and I'm already having a snack. Or should I have a...
There's nothing wrong. I mean, we've been up forever. Like I don't understand what's so wrong. Like, you've been up since, what, 5, 6 o'clock?
6 a.m. I got up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, so 3 hours you're having a snack? Like...
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say, I could also just do one of the Rogue Energy things, but... This is
I was going to say, you're typically normal, like you're up at this time having breakfast, not a snack. Like, fuck, I already had my breakfast. Now it's snack time. This feels so wrong, and I'm going on vacation tomorrow. Why am I here? What color is blue really? These are questions we will never know the answers to. Unless the answer is violence.
Answer is always violence. And you're going on vacation tomorrow too? That's awesome.
No. The dogs would kill me. They get upset when I can you imagine if I'm gone for longer than a day? Like when I go grocery shopping, that's not a fun time home.
Really?
For the dogs it is. Because it's like, oh my God, you've been gone for like 30 years. Yes. 30 minutes is 30 years, dogs. Like you haven't seen me. They are not used to being alone. Hmm.
Sorry about that, guys. I have to mute the mic because I figure you probably don't want to hear me chewing, you know? My dad's dog is really cute. When we go to leave or something like that, you tell him we're gonna go bye-bye. And when we say we're gonna go bye-bye, he runs over, jumps up on the couch in like the living room, like kind of like in the middle of the house.
Yeah.
Jumps up on the couch. There's like a little pad that he likes to lay on. Just puts his head down and sleeps. Because he knows it's going to be a while before Dad comes home. And he used to be really good about like when the garage door opens, like he's at the door, like greeting.
Yeah,
but
waiting.
his hearing is what he would usually do is he would go and he'd sit on a platform looking out front, the sidewalk and stuff like that. And when he heard the garage door open, he'd come. But now his hearing is pretty much shot. He can't hear anything anymore. Part of it, I think, is because my dad has the TV so damn loud because he can't hear anything anymore either. But my dad told me he's also starting to lose vision. I took him on a walk in January, a couple of walks, and I noticed that he would walk around and he would just stumble. Like he would literally just stumble, like he completely lost his sense of where he was in reality for a moment. So I have a feeling, I was talking to Dad about it. I said, I have a feeling you're going to have to make your final decision with him soon, like this year.
I mean, like, we got the one pup that just anything bad could have happened to him. Like, he lost an eye, now he's blind and the only eye he's got left. Like he's just getting old and like
Yep.
That was like 2 years ago, and I'm just like, bracing myself to like, okay, we're gonna have to put him down. We're gonna have to like that was 2 years ago. He's running around still the same old happy pug, just doing his pug life.
Yep.
Like the only, ironically, he's the best one about going outside to go to the bathroom still.
Yeah, the thing about pets is they give you years, hopefully, years of joy and happiness, and then months of mourning, if not longer, once they're gone. So, it sucks, but at least you have them for the time that you have them,
Give them the best possible life they could have.
Oh, yeah. When Stevie, I was talking to my dad about this too. When Stevie died, I mean, I didn't really cry. I never really, just was upset because I had him for 19 and a half years. I actually got him for an extra 2 or 3 months because the vet said, you might want to be putting him to sleep because his quality of life sucks. And I said, no, I think he'll improve a little bit. And he did. And so I had him from July through October. So those are some bonus months that we got to spend together. So I never really cried when I put him to sleep. I was actually happy that I ended his suffering because I knew he was suffering. So
I mean,
you know,
that was like the lesson I learned from my grandmother. Like, I guess she was taught this, very religious, right? And like she pointed this out. Like, death is a natural part of life. It's like you're
part of
moving
life.
on to hopefully which be your next journey
Yep.
in your existence. But it's like, why do we have these? It got me thinking. Like, why do we have funerals and like the after party for all that? It's not for the individual who moved on. It's for everybody who's left.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
don't pray for people to like as crappy as this sounds, like, oh God, I hope you have a couple more years life. Oh, you're already like bedridden, suffering, and in pain. Like, pray
Mm-hmm.
for a comfortable moving on, I guess, without getting too
Yep.
morbid.
One of
Right?
my
Like,
favorite scenes from Babylon 5, when they're having a party and Londo goes up and says, "Who died?" They're like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, for Centauri, marriages are somber occasions full of deep reflection and, you know, and he said, funerals, you can just party and move on because it's over."
yeah.
I want to answer a question from chat. The ASM asked earlier, why does Puddin always refer to caps as food? And that is partly because of the fact that we are up at but early o'clock in the morning in North America. We are tired. Puddin is tired. And I like to call caps Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Puddin likes to call them apples, bacon, chocolate, donuts, because he's thinking of food.
It started off as like we were kind of hungry, and I went with that.
Yeah, we were both hungry. Oh my god.
Right. And then it turned into somebody in chat called me unprofessional, the worst caster, because I refused to use a military phonetic alphabet, which, if anybody knows anything about a phonetic alphabet, I believe there's 4 phonetic alphabets
At least.
out there, right? Like, I know there's a military, a civilian, and there's a nuclear one. I don't recall what the 4th one is, but like, literally a
Yep.
phonetic alphabet is anything you make up so people can easily understand what you're saying, right? And
Right.
like, so I just went with that. So then it turned into, well, I'm just going to keep this meme going now. And like, that probably still gets comments about me being a dumbass.
All the time on YouTube. Hey, Distant Voyages container going out now. Congratulations, Terramark, on winning the classic codes.
So now it's just turned into a meme that I won't give up, because I will ride that horse until its horse is dead.
You know what's also funny is that people complain like about you co-casting or maybe somebody else co-casting. Like I once co-cast with Painter and they're like, "I can't understand this guy." I'm like, "Okay. Would you rather I just do this by myself?"
Well, their answer would be yes.
Their answer would be yes until they see me cover a tournament by myself, and it's a lot quieter, and I oftentimes miss things because I'm by myself. Training room is still not up yet. They are still banning. Guys, we're not getting started on time. Yeah, this has been pushed back to 45 now. This has been pushed back to 45. Oh my god. Excuse me. Do you guys want... Why don't we load up a replay? I haven't done this in a while. We'll load up a replay. Do you want to see MOYAI's perspective or ELSR's perspective? From the last series.
I don't think it matters.
Look at the second game. I think the second game is more important, right? I think there was more to pick apart from the second game. All right, and that gives me the chance to just go back to this and say, this will be from ELSR's perspective. So MOYAI, we'll put him back on 1 for this. This part also confuses the hell out of people. Chat and YouTube. Somebody thought on YouTube that I was like cheating or like biased towards MOYAI once because I showed another game of MOYAI afterwards or something. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
But you're the least biased one here. I'm totally like I admit to my bias. At least it's Team Bravo,
Always Team Bravo.
right? Like,
all right, so let's all right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is to give you guys something to look at, also give us something to talk about. We are going to watch the battle that unfolded just now from the view of a player. This is different from what you typically see in official casts and stuff. This is something I like to do when we have breaks in tournaments, because it gives us a chance to observe a team, how they are playing, how they're interacting. You can see clicking on the minimap already. Okay, you're going to go here. You're going to go there. Stuff like that. This is Prof Asa, which is a Kleber. So this is going to be his perspective. Oh, Puddin', I'm so sorry. Let me get the stream going. Share my screen. Warships go live. Okay, you should be seeing the game now. So we got the early push into the B cap area. Typical for Klebers. Try to spot something and just kill it. And you can see in the chat there, RPF South by Southwest. So that's using T Taro's mini-map mod, and that allows for triangulation of radiolocation cones. You can't see it here, but a cone will show up on the mini-map. So if his radial location is pointing here, this Kleber's radial location is pointing here, the cone will automatically highlight where the two intersect, or even if there's 3 peoples, it'll show where they are. Very powerful mod for competitive play. Some might say it's even broken.
I was gonna say, I'm kind of surprised they don't ban it, but I mean, it's everybody still pings anyway. So like these guys, you're gonna figure it out.
Notice the frame rate of Isa's game. He is playing warships at 180 frames per second. Wow. I play at 60. But then again, I stream, so I need to play it at 60. Minotaur radar capturing the 2 Klebers. So they got the B cap, and this is the part I think where they rotate the Klebers to go and deal with the other flank. Radio location picked up.
I mean, just look how much pinging they're doing.
A ton. And you know in voice are saying, all right, you're going here, or we're looking for the enemy to appear there, stuff like that. And now they've waved them back out of sea. 2 people locating Isa.
À tous les bâtiments, protégez cette cible.
At least it's not a weep captain.
This is true.
Boost des moteurs désactivé.
Mine are all set on pirate voice because, you know.
Yarr.
Yay, pirates.
Yay, pirates.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is when they just, you know, said, well, we're just going to give them that cap. Let's just, you know, let's protect the other side.
And that makes sense in a map like this. It's tough to rotate from one place to the next.
Right. I've never seen a club rotate quickly.
Well, I mean, that's why you bring clubs on this map, but, you know. We're about to see contact now. Radio location is pointing to the Des Moines. You can see they clicked exactly where the Des Moines was on the minimap. So that's ISIS saying my radio location is pointing at the Des Moines. What they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out, is the enemy team going to push at B? If radio location flips to like here all of a sudden, then that tells them, hey, the Klebears have rotated. And you'll see ISA's reaction to that. And thanks for the kind words, guys. Yeah, we'll be doing the after party afterwards. And if people vote for more brawls, we'll do more brawls. If people want to do ops or randoms, or if you want me to play ranked, I don't care. We'll vote and you guys can tell me what to do. Aha. Radio location just flipped to Montana, yeah. Now, here's the thing. Montana is spotted. Is that what radio location is pointing at, or is there something closer than the Montana? You can see now they're pointing at the channel. Aha, aha, and you see immediately the flurry of clicks and pings on the map there. Something's coming that way. This is the power of radio location. This is why I tell people radio location is so helpful in a competitive environment. There's so much more information you gain for free, automatically. Now they're thinking something might be coming through the channel. ISA's trying to get turned around as quickly as possible. That's why the engine boost has been activated. And he's trying to flip his guns. And what they're trying to do, because he's located, they're trying to set up an ambush for anything coming out of this channel right here. Or possibly down here. Yep, see, they're just pinging exactly where I put on the mini-map. Again, if you're just joining us now, this is the player perspective. This is a player. This is Prof. Isa's game. This is their replay that they have to submit as part of the tournament. Aw, Maddie, thank you for the raid.
I believe they both popped their reload booster here.
Yes. And in my opinion, that's a little bit too early. You can see the split fire now. Right there, shooting at LH Gamer. This is the best opportunity that I think ELSR had the entire game to win this battle right here. That's going to be a sticky fire. And they stopped shooting him. Why stop shooting him? Go back to Suzanne. Shoot him! Shoot her! Look at this. Look at all of this time wasted. He's trying to go dark instead of trying to get the kill because they have, like you pointed out, it's 3 Klebears on 2. And MOYAI's doing a much better job of focus firing. Take a look.
Well,
Take a look at the teammate.
Like, the only reason they did a better job focus firing is because they had the extra clubs. So somebody's going to get focus fired.
Yeah.
But look at if all 3 of them shot the same one, you'd be in the same boat. You'd be trading clubs. You know, it wouldn't be good. But, like, why are we waiting on radar?
What you don't see right here is that low health Klebear beach is right about there. within radar range of the Stalingrad, who's reversing, by the way. So Mabuki could easily, there he is. Mabuki could easily have radared, caught that Kleber, and these two could have killed it.
I believe the thought process was they needed to keep their clubs healthier, which is why they went dark.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a 3v2 fight. Like maybe the Stalingrad got involved, but like there's nobody goes, oh my god, the DPM of a Stalingrad. It's like just don't show it broadside, you'll be okay.
Yeah, it just feels really bad though with the split fire and the missed opportunity there for the radar. Oh well.
I think missed opportunity on both sides too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but one more than the other because one still kind of controls the cap. You know, it's still anybody's game. But I think this one ELSR figured out, like, we kind of really need to cap A and move on with our lives.
Yeah, so
they stalled us way too long while this push from A is been, or from Chocolate has just been moving up.
Right, so then this is the part where they just shove the Kremlin into the Thunderdome, which just feels so bad because it's like, what are you gonna do in there? As by the way, with the 5-minute delay, I know the talk about the frames is coming up. One of the reasons why you might see competitive players play warships with a very high frame rate is something called render delay. So when a ship gets spotted, it takes a bit for it to show up and be displayed for the player to shoot at or react to. So if you have a higher frame rate, you have a chance of getting that frame rendered sooner than your opponent that's on a lower frame rate. It's no different than a first-person shooter, as you guys are saying in chat. In a tournament environment, those milliseconds do matter. But in a random battle, even a ranked environment, you know, I've played this game so much, I could care less personally about that. But it can actually have an impact. Especially in a destroyer fight, when that first salvo sets the tone and could break things and all that stuff. Maddie, good night. Thank you again for the raid.
And like, there's a club getting bacon. There's the radar.
Mm-hmm.
And not only one person can shoot.
Yeah, Ice is out of position, not ready for it. Which again just feels odd. I mean, when we've seen ELSR before in competitive environments, like, they're ready to go. Like, as soon as that radar goes, everybody's got an angle, and it's a different angle on the same target, and they just pulverize whatever gets spotted. But this just feels like a whoops, you know. Speaking of whoops.
I think this was, they were moving him over, like you say, to maybe get that different angle. And timing, they just got caught with, you know, bad timing.
Yeah, speaking of bad timing, we're about to see Triarch take a gearing torpedo and oops as well. There's the 2 torps on Nicey Nader that's going to force out... actually, he's DCP is down. Yeah, there's the Triarch to kill.
Now we have Club Gameplay 101, farm out a battleship. Oh, that flood is still going on at Montana.
L'ennemi est sur le point de l'emporter.
Well, the club finally gets that fire he wanted on the Montana. The sad thing was, it was on a Des Moines.
Well, there's another one.
Well, that's a sticky fire, but any damage is good damage.
Rob, thank you for the resub, dude. We missed you yesterday playing Brawls and not being able to say, oh my god, they killed Rob.
No, you could still say it. That's why I wasn't playing Brawls.
Ah, okay.
Attention, support that target.
And there's the Montana shot at the, it looks like, was it the Alvaro he shot at? Didn't catch it. Either way, Seth, I don't know why was down there, but paid the price for it. Pretty hard. And now comes the chat. You guys caught it. The Stalingrad's attempt to stealth cap B. Ah.
All forces, provide cover for that target.
I guess they're telling the Kremlin to go out, help, and then turn around and defend A.
Mm-hmm.
There's a radar from a Des Moines.
Termine dans 5 minutes.
Yeah. Wonder what that's from, right? Radio location pointing south, though. That's the gearing getting closer.
Alerte incendie.
Oof, a
Oh,
fire.
typical one shell hit. Next out of modules, that's 13 fires.
Right? Seriously.
Problème résolu, chef.
Oof. That could have started another fire right there. You got lucky. Usually you don't DCP right away. You want to wait until you go dark, then wait about 5 seconds, then DCP.
Boost des moteurs désactivé.
But look at the score. They know they have to get the win. They know they have to make something happen, to get the win. So, okay, so Stalingrad gets the B cap. And... oof, DCP. Goodbye.
Yeah, wisely using that smoke for himself, but it doesn't matter because the game literally just ended.
Yeah, that was... 3 successive kills just in a hurry there was big time. Ouch.
Well, high-end competitive gameplay,
Yeah.
everybody dying at the end.
Well, and I always talk about this, especially with like replays and stuff, when we do clan battles and that sort, and it's been a while. But if your team is losing, at a certain point you just have to say, all right, you know what? To hell with this. Everybody go. If we make something work, great. If we don't, at least we swung at them hard, So anyway, let's get out of here. We have 5 minutes.